Well, Al's MP Alistair Carmichael has stepped into the debate tonight over the future of UHI Shetland. He says cuts must not be allowed to happen and is tonight calling on the Scottish Government to come up with the funding to stop courses being cut and jobs being lost at a time when the number of students attending the UHI Shetland is on the rise.
This is not where we are supposed to be. I've got tremendous sympathy for the local management and the board of the college, but 2 years ago the college was folded into UHI. The NEFC Marine College in Scala was merged with the college, and it was all done with the point of view that there should be proper stability. Now, 2 years later, this is, we're back in this dreadful position where literally, possibly dozens of staff are facing redundancy, and there is going to be, for people needing to access further education in Shetland, a poorer service at the end of the day. It wasn't supposed to be like this, and it has to be said that the responsibility, the buck lies here with ministers, and ministers really need to take control of this, get the funding that we need, and sort it out.
It also comes at a time when there's a growing number of full and part-time students, and the Islands deal, we're going to see £3 million going in to redevelop the UHI campus in Shetland.
Just occasionally you see, like this, the gulf between the rhetoric and the reality. You see here the reality of public service provision as opposed to the rhetoric of what ministers in Edinburgh are saying and doing. We've got money coming in from the Islands deal. Is there going to be a college left to invest in at the end of the day in any meaningful sense of the term? We're told all the time that the government see apprenticeships as being something that is critically important, but here we're taking away the best and most immediately appropriate and relevant means of delivering the training to support these these apprenticeships. It just makes no sense, and really I don't honestly care where the fault lies here. But the fact of the matter is that the people who are providing this service have got to be focused on the people who are using it and not just the needs of those sitting in driving desks in Edinburgh and Inverness who are more concerned with their needs rather than the community needs.
Are you not concerned also to hear that the college is continuing to lobby the government and the Scottish Funding Council to provide around £300,000 in Distance Islands Alliance? That was paid annually to UHI, but has been lost now that they've left the sort of ownership of the council. Surely that should have been sorted out before the merger.
It is inexcusable that the government have not sorted this. £300,000 in an operation of this scale is a lot of money, and that's made a real difference, and that's the sort of thing that really a minister should be knocking heads together, because that's money that came before. The purpose of moving colleges into the UHI was not to see their funding cut in this way. But you see this so many times. Officials in different departments saying, well, that's somebody else's problem, it's not my department, it's not my budget. Well, at the end of the day, everybody's budget comes from one source, and that's the taxpayer, and the people that should be getting the benefit of that is not the people sort of guarding their own budget jealously. It's the people who need the service, in this case predominantly younger people in the Isles.
And this merger was hailed as a new era for tertiary education in Shetland. Now, looking at it in the cold light of day and the financial situation we are in, was that a step back?
I was one of those who was mildly sceptical. I wasn't happy about the way in which some of the issues were approached by UHI at the time, and I made my views very well known. I don't want to play the blame game here. I think what is important is that everybody gets together, sees the nature of the problem, and does something to fix it.
And what can you do politically?
Well, look, along with Beatrice Wishart, because this is something which is predominantly within the control of the Scottish Parliament, but along with Beatrice Wishart, I'm going to be in there talking to ministers, talking to the management, and just making it clear that this cannot be allowed to happen. It's not it's not for the local management board and the local management of the college to be left to carry the can for this. The responsibility lies in Inverness and Edinburgh. It's a mess essentially of their making, and they need to fix it.